and rockers was different. They were like 13 pounds to 24 pounds. So you could do that in two times or 3 ways, 3 times. So I could do this 1, and then do it again 2, and then 3. So I could have just done it 2, 1, and then 2. That's what the manual said. I could do it 2 ways or 3 ways of doing it that way. So I did it in 2 ways. It was tight enough, so it was good enough for me. So the head is here. Now I'm setting up the cooling system, the distributor here. Put the gasket. I put a little bit of high temperature silicone between, because right here is the cooling system. This is what the hose goes at from here to here, and the hose goes right in here inside the engine to cool it down, the antifreeze. So I put a difference between where the distributor goes at, and it could be some type of oil there, so you don't want to mix that. So I put a little bit high temperature there, so to make sure it seals the difference, so they no kind of mixture whatsoever. You want to make sure this is tight. The tightness for this, I checked it up. The torquing was 17 pounds. So I tightened each bolt, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bolts. 17 pounds with the torquing, the sock wrench there that did that, and so that's nice and tight and firm in there. This one right here, I had to replace this and stuff. The one broke and I was trying to tighten it too hard, I guess. So now I've ready to put the distributor, and the distributor's right in here. Reason why I put it in plastic, because where I live has a lot of rain, so a lot of moisture and it get rusty. So I cover it in plastic and no rust. See, it's clean. I also cleaned it myself, so it's good to go. So this distributor, see this line right here? You see these little metal pieces sticking out right here? This one and this one. If you look inside there, that's where it needs to go. It goes inside between those grooves right in there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but that's where it needs to go at. Harmonic balancer, which is in here, turn it and see how this is moving along. Just make sure you turn it like at least 2, 3, or 4 times. Just see if everything, you don't hear nothing stops on you, or no clicking or whatever. And so I got a number 1 cylinder right here, shows number 1 with the arrow. So I'm going to turn it to go back to 1 again. And if I don't see any kind of anything inhibited, then I'll go ahead and start putting all the fluid like oil and antifreeze and anything else that is needed. Bolt everything down, then start it. So far I'm going to go put the distributor, and I'll put the cap on a little bit later and put everything apart. I put everything together. Alright, well, that's how my progress is going on. Okay, I put the distributor back, bolted down, put the heater hose back to here. Also this plastic cap here, it's like a bottle here, which goes under the intake. There's a little hole that goes here. Let me show you. Goes under here. And I tried to turn this car on one time without this, and it wouldn't turn on. And I guess this is important. I'm not sure what was the whole purpose. Sometimes there's oil that comes back from here and it drips right in there. So I had to make sure I put that back. Now I'm going to put the intake with the air filter. This is a pretty decent air filter. It works pretty good for this. And let me see what else. Yeah, so now I put this back here, intake. I'm done with this section right here, and I make sure all the wires are connected. Pretty much they have their own groove in there, so that you won't make a mistake on that part. Turning the harmonic balancer and turning it to the right like this. As I turn to the right, I'm watching the rockers go up and down. So I'm gonna go and put the camera right here. See it stay in place. And now I'm going to turn it. See, I don't see any friction whatsoever. Nothing's hitting. Everything's going smooth. And you can see it turning. No problem. Looking at it, I don't see any problem whatsoever. Now, if you look at this here, the crankshaft, you see how it's number 2? I need to bring it down to number 1. I already passed number 1, so I keep turning until this one right here goes around clockwise and stops right here, which there's an arrow also on number 1 right here. So this looks good. It's moving like it should, and I don't have any problem whatsoever. I guess I'm ready to put the valve cover on top and put the fluids inside of it, and I guess ready to start it. What I'm also not gonna do, the alternator belt, I don't need to put the alternator belt to get the car started. Because the battery is really good, brand new, so it don't need to be charged right now. I just want to see how it's working, moving. Then if everything looks okay, then I'll put the belts back. And that's the alternator and the AC belt, which gives me power steering. And so I could put that later. I could turn it on and without those. Everything else being connected the intake. So this is, I got both this down, this is just ready. So, and everything looks pretty good. Put the spark plugs inside, I'm good to go. Okay, I put the timing cap on, put the valve cover on, put the tubes that belongs here, pretty much that back there. Gotta put this in there that belongs here, set up the, I gotta go find make sure the firing order for the spark plug wires. The spark plugs are in there, you can see it in there. Okay, I put the water in here and in the radiator. I got oil in there. I think I'm ready to go. I'm kind of a little nervous turning it on. But I guess I gotta do it sooner or later. I'm just gonna put the camera here and turn it on and see what happens.
Contigo quiero bailar, dame un pase que quiero estar.